Hello everyone, welcome to Legacy Age Academy. This is a second video in a 3-video series where we were discussing about the prehistoric period, a very important chapter in the ancient history. So in the first video, we have talked about the Paleolithic period, and the Paleolithic is divided into Upper Paleolithic and the Middle Paleolithic and also the Lower Paleolithic. So in the last video, we have talked about the characteristic features of the Lower Paleolithic and the Upper Paleolithic. We have also talked about the important sites that are there in the Paleolithic period, and one important site that we discussed is something called as Bhimbetka. So in this video, we will be analyzing the rock paintings of Bhimbetka, and we'll also be looking at the tool tradition of the Mesolithic period. So this is something called as Mesolithic age in the prehistoric period, which stretched between the 10,000 years to the 5,000 years ago. See, the Paleolithic period that we have seen in the last video stretched from around 2.5 million years to 10,000 or 12,000 years. So this is the second phase, that is the Mesolithic period between 10,000 to 5,000. So after this, we have a third phase in our third video, that is the Neolithic period that we'll be discussing from around 6,000 years to 4,000 years. So this is how the entire prehistory has been divided. So this is a Mesolithic period that stretched between 10,000 years to 5,000 years. Remember this. What are the characteristic features of the Mesolithic period? You can see here, in the Paleolithic period, we have discussed that the tool tradition, something called as was used with the manufacturing of a quartzite stone. Okay, the Paleolithic man used quartzite stone for the manufacturing of the tools, and two important characteristic tools that we have studied is something called as chopper and the chopping tools. Here, the Mesolithic period, characteristic tool of the Mesolithic period is something called as microlith. Okay, this is also called as flake tools, not fake tools. This is flake, F-L-A-K-E, flake tools. Okay, so what is this microlith? What is this flake tools? You can see here. If you see this tool, which is very small, very tiny, these are called as microliths or flake tools. Remember. So this is a characteristic feature of the Mesolithic period. How are these tools manufactured? See, in the Paleolithic period, what the Paleolithic man did was that he took two stones, he just bombarded it against each other, and few small pieces fell down, and that created a very sharp edge. And this huge stone that a man was holding in his hand became a quartzite stone. Okay, these was called as chopper and chopping tools. But in the Mesolithic period, what he did was he picked up that part of the bigger stone that was fallen down. Okay, so a small part of a bigger stone had fallen down, and he picked it up and he polished it, he sharpened it, and he started using it as microlith or flake tools. These are some of the examples of flake tools or the microliths. Okay, remember, very classic and a very important pointer under the Mesolithic period. So what are the characteristic features? Let's look at this. Development of new technologies. Mesolithic period also saw a development of a very good improvement in the technology, that is agriculture and also bow and arrow. Okay, also starting with the use of pottery. Though the wheel made potteries we haven't got till now, but the pottery that was handmade was present in the Mesolithic period. Transition to agriculture. The Upper Paleolithic, we have seen that the later part of the Upper Paleolithic we had the emergence of the agriculture, but during the Mesolithic period, there was an advancement in the agriculture. Though it was not great, but agriculture was known to people of the Mesolithic period. Emergence of permanent settlement. Because they started agriculture, they had to settle down at a place. Remember, though the agriculture was not extensive, but people knew agriculture in the Mesolithic period. Cultural expression is huge in the form of the art. We'll be looking at the Bhimbetka caves paintings in some time. Environmental adaptation, of course, yes, this happened because of the migration. Trade and exchange. Once these people started cultivating, that is, once they were into agriculture, they had surplus and they had to trade. Okay, when they have surplus, they had to trade. So these are the characteristic features of the Mesolithic period that we have seen from 10,000 or 12,000 years to 5,000 to 5,500 years. See, this is the example, a very classic example of Bhimbetka cave paintings. Using these, we will be deriving some inferences and we'll be understanding the culture of the Mesolithic period. For example, in this painting, what is something that you can infer? See, first thing that you can infer is that probably this might have been the process of hunting. Probably. These are the inferences that we are trying to draw from the Mesolithic cave paintings that we have at Bhimbetka. They are hunting. So these are the hunting scenes. You can see these people are not hunting alone. These people are hunting in a group. So this is called as group hunting. This is the first inference that we are drawing from the Mesolithic cave paintings that we have got. That is, the people of the Mesolithic period were into group hunting process. Okay. Second thing that we can derive is that, see, when it's a group hunting process, if all the population of an entire group go out and hunt, who would take care of the family? So, in order to solve this problem, division of labor started. Again, it is not a discrimination. It is not any negative connotation to it. This is not any kind of discrimination we are talking about. This is just the division of labor, that is, the male went out to hunt and female remained in the household and started looking at the children. So for the first time, division of labor started and also the specialization of labor started, which means men became very much specialized with hunting and women became very much specialized in taking care of the household activity. Third one, with the process of group here, what we can assume, what we can infer is that there was some amount of planning that was happening before they went out for hunting. See, hunting is a very difficult job. Okay, so before the process of hunting, the actual scene of hunting, before the actual scene, they had plans to do it. How do you do it? You start moving from one direction, the other person moves in the other direction, and the other person hits. So you have to confuse the prey. So all these planning was done by the people of the Mesolithic period who were in the caves of Bhimbetka between 10,000 years ago and 5,000 years ago. Okay, this is what we can derive from the Bhimbetka cave paintings. And this, again, the sites of the Mesolithic period, you can see here Bhimbetka, an important one, Adamgarh, okay, Renugunta, Andhra Pradesh, Kondapur, a very important one. Okay, so these are very important sites of the Mesolithic period that we have in India. So we'll have the third video also where we'll be discussing about the Neolithic period. If you have not watched the first video, make sure you watch the first video and then continue with the second one. And also don't forget to watch the third video where we'll be discussing about the Neolithic revolution and how Neolithic gave rise to the Chalcolithic, which engulfs the IVC, that is Indus Valley Civilization. For more such enriching content, please subscribe to Legacy IAS Academy, share the link of the video amongst your friends so that it will be a great help for us. So have a nice day. Thank you.